Hi all, my name is Manikandan from IM Trichy PGPPM 2426 batch. We are going to see about India's economic rise, the growth versus the current ground realities. As we all know, India is the world's fastest growing economy, but is everyone benefiting out of it? Let us see. When we compare the rapid GDP growth versus its persistent structural challenges, the growth stories says the GDP growth averaging to 6.5% to 7.8% in recent years, and India has a projection of ambition to reach 10 trillion economy by 2035. As we see, India's ambition to become a 10 trillion economy by 2035 is not far-fetched. With its current growth trajectory, the demographic advantage, and the reform momentum, the country is poised for a major economic transformation. However, the journey is riddled with structural challenges, policy hurdles, and global uncertainties. The roadmap when to reach the 10 trillion economy, when we see the accelerated GDP growth, which helps it by the manufacturing and exports, while we boost the India's industrial output and global competitiveness is a key to it. India to become a world's largest economy, supply chain is very vital. And also the digital and financial inclusions like the platforms like UPI and other are transforming access to banking and services. In this, the digital infrastructure is a growth multiplier. And also the policy and the governance by tax simplification, trade liberalization, and MSME supports are important to it. Also the urbanization and the infrastructure, when you see the smart cities, the transport corridors, and new logistics upgrades are very essential here. Also, let us see about the challenges what the country faces now, and the unemployment and the skill gaps. Despite the growth, the job creation remains sluggish. India's ambitions to the roadmap economic has a challenge of labor reforms, and but the vocational trainings can help in the skilled labor intensive economy. When we see about the global headwinds, the geopolitical tensions and the trade barriers and the inflation could derail the process. The key drivers of the growth are basically the demographic dividend, the policy reforms, the infrastructure push, technology adoption, and the global positioning on the supply chain and the diversification with all major foreign investments. As you see, the unemployment is a key, and the remedy comes by the new youth development, by the vocational and trainings. Though the country has an inequality and the poverty, over 200 million people are still in poverty. The infrastructure deficits, roads, railways, and the lag in the digital access to all the people and skilled workforce, and we have a heavy energy dependency, which is heavily relied on the imported oil and gas. And India's push on the renewables and the nuclear energy can improve this situation. Also, the environmental sustainability, when we move to the green energy, it also supports the climate goals. The solution policy directions by the government showcasing its Skill India, Make in India, and the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Also, the infrastructure push, the national infrastructure pipeline projects, the startups and new sectors, and with largely, especially over the private sector investments, can bridge this gap and supports in the faster economic growth and to achieve the ambition of 10 trillion in 2035. Thank you.